This is the Level Up Podcast. I'm Taylor Petrinovich.
And I'm Kelley Gilster of 618 Studios.
And we are on a mission to help wedding filmmakers and photographers level up their businesses so you can make more and work less.
We want to help you confidently take your business from mainstream to luxury, and it all starts right here. Well, hello, friends. Thank you so much for joining me for another conversation here on the Level Up Co podcast. I am here with a fellow Kelley, but it's actually Eric Kelley.
The name.
Yes. And the two Kelleys are going to be chatting today. And I'm really excited about this conversation. Before we hit record, we kind of decided, what is it that has been kind of missing on the podcast? And this is something that we have literally never talked about on the podcast, which is how to handle disappointment as a wedding photographer and videographer.
Yeah. So thanks for having me.
Oh, yes. Thanks for coming. Can you
Glad
actually
to be
introduce
here.
yourself to the listeners?
Yeah, I am Eric Kelley. I am in between states and in the middle of a move right now from Virginia to Tennessee, Charlottesville to Brentwood, Nashville, Tennessee, and moving my family, moving everything. It's going to be a little bit more centralized for what we need to do, and hopefully more direct flights to places.
Great. That's key, especially with you being a destination wedding photographer.
Yeah. Photograph weddings all over the world, mostly the United States, but around the world. And I've been doing it for 20. I've heard that we're not supposed to tell how long we've been doing things anymore because Gen Z doesn't want to know about that.
Really?
They don't want to know how long, like 20 plus years. It's like, you're ancient.
And they don't see that as a pro?
Well, I don't know. So maybe I'm wrong, but I'm like, am I 20? I took it off my profile the other day. 20 plus years, I took it off.
I guess I don't have it anywhere. Well, I have it in my about. I say we've been capturing weddings for nearly 2 decades. So maybe I should take that off.
I don't know. Let's research it after this.
So we just say we're veterans.
We're veterans. Yeah. So we're going to talk about some disappointment things. And part of my thought with even that is people want to know that we've been around for a long time so we don't disappoint them. So we can mitigate that possibility. But I think that is really key to what we're talking about is how do we mitigate the possibility of disappointment? How do we live proactively? How do we not react when that client after, you're going to deliver in 90 days and the client is getting their first email from you at 84 days or 87 days, and it's going to be that you're delayed. So what can you do in the beginning to manage their expectations and to help them know what to expect from you? That is expectations. Same thing. So I've had people where they're disappointed in the past. And I think for a long time, I didn't sleep at night because I was waiting for them to email me out of frustration. Or I would get up in the middle of the night and check my phone and have a cranky email from 10:30 right after I went to bed, and I'd see it at 3 a.m.
And then you're just up.
And then I'm just up. And I'm like, well, now, okay, we're up. So I feel like I can sense. If I'm sensing that I should email my client, chances are they're going to email me. You know what I mean? Like if you have been out of communication with them for X amount of time and you're like, I wonder if they're thinking about me. They probably are. You know what I mean?
No, actually, I just had it was not a frustrated client, but it was I emailed a planner the final film gallery, and because I had sent her to the teaser, she passed it along to the client. Then I went ahead and did the follow thing. And when I was done with the final films, I sent her that gallery in hopes that then she would pass it along, which I now look and I just should have had a little thing like, it would be so wonderful if you could pass it along on our behalf. But I assumed, which assumption, we could get into that later, is a huge problem.
Yeah.
But I assumed that it would be passed along to them. And I love this planner, no hard feelings at all. But I had this feeling. It was 5 weeks after I had sent out the thing. And I was sitting at my house and I'm like, I have a feeling that this client hasn't seen their film yet. I don't know what it was. I just had this feeling. And then sure enough, I went into VidFlow. Shout out to our sponsor, VidFlow. And I went into VidFlow and I looked because you can see how many times it's been viewed and how many times it's been downloaded.
Yeah.
0 and 0. So I got in touch with the planner and I was like, hey, I just wanted to check in, see if they had any issues like accessing their gallery. Happy to provide assistance. But I also know that like a lot of times, it takes clients a while to like actually sit down and
Yeah.
watch their films. And she wrote back, was like, oh my gosh, I didn't even realize I was supposed to pass it along to them. So like it's that like feeling, it's a
Yeah.
real thing.
Well, I think that leads to how are we supposed to communicate with people? How are we supposed to talk with planners? How do we, it's not really about the disappointment, but it's about, are we willing to ask the question? Like, are we willing to not just assume that X, Y, or Z is answered, but are we willing to ask the question? Am I willing to say to the planner, what is your best practice? Or what do you think is best practice for delivering these things? So I have some planners that all the communication, like I don't have the client's phone number, email address, mailing address. I barely know their names. I barely talk to them ahead of
You don't know what they look like?
I don't know anything about them.
Yeah,
I've shown up to a few jobs and I'm like, oh, wait, who's the bride?
same.
So where am I supposed to ask that question? Right. And so this is probably a more specific question than we can answer because we need to ask the question to the different planners. Right. And so this is client experience from the beginning. How do we get to know all the different planners' desires, right? Some planners love that there's agents managing photographers and videographers. Some planners don't love it. They want to talk directly. So how do you manage all of that?
Yeah.
And I think it's more conversation. I think for me, I'm a photographer. All of my communication can come through my photographs. That's not true. I need to ask questions
Yeah.
and not assume. Not make the first 3 letters out of the middle letter and the last 2 letters. You've seen that, heard that?
What did you say? Say it again.
So it's like, don't make an ass out of you and me,
Oh,
but
yes.
don't make to avoid swearing. I grew up with it, like, don't make the first 3 letters out of the middle letter and the last 2 letters.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So without assuming we know that they wanna do it X, Y, or Z way, how do we just have a conversation about it?
Mhm.
And are we prepped and prepared to have a conversation? Like, do we know what information we need
Mhm.
so that we can have the standard email? So, so how do you because you have other planners that will not miss that,
No.
or maybe it wasn't missed, or maybe was it your communication to them that they just totally overlooked it, or was there something that you feel like did you change something after that?
Yes, I made a change. So then now every single point I will say, you know, because a majority of my planners now, and I'm actually getting requests. I don't know about you, but I'm actually now getting planners request send me the final deliverables
Mhm.
first. I want to look at them
Mhm,
first.
mhm.
Like they kind of want to be like a little bit of like they want to vet it a little bit
Yeah,
and like have first eyes on it.
I want them to have first eyes just in case I miss something, or just in case.
Great. So you're getting planners that are saying that to you too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, or maybe I'm assuming, like, I want them to see it before the client. I want them to confirm that everything looks good.
Yeah.
And generally they're like, "Oh yeah, it looks good. Great."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Did you look at it or not look at it?" I don't know. But I think that moving up into higher end brackets, I want to make sure that the way I'm communicating is through the planner and not straight to the client. Sometimes they're like, "No, go straight to the client. That's totally fine." But I want to make sure that everybody's in the loop on everything.
Yeah. That's great. Yeah. And I feel like what we were saying, how I'm gonna change that is I just need to add in one little sentence, like and that's the thing is, like, how are you gonna not react, but how are you gonna change and make that so you won't make that mistake again?
Right. And so as an athlete growing up, I was a diver. And so I would do my dive and I would come up out of the water and I get a clap and then I'd get a constructive criticism.
Right.
And fortunately, early on in the wedding world, I was able to hear things from planners, hear things from my coach, AKA my wife, like, hey, you should adjust this or do this. So are you open and receptive to criticism or to change and
Mhm.
then make that change
Mhm. Yeah, that's great.
and not feel like it's demoralizing and their disappointment. Is their disappointment really disappointment, or is it a chance to learn and grow?
Yeah,
Is,
for sure.
is rejection the end of it, or is not necessarily rejection, but what is that, right?
Yeah. So, looking at the longevity of your career. And what would you say, what have you learned over those years are 3 ways that have been really helpful for you when there might be a conflict, between maybe you and the client, or there's a step of miscommunication, or maybe expectations weren't met? How do you basically turn that into something that can eventually be a positive experience and like kind of do damage control?
Yeah. So I think it's really important, one, to fall on the sword. I learned that from Lynn Easton. Um, like, who's going to take the fall for this? Right? Is it A, B, or C? And if it's something that I did and I need to fall on the sword, I need to fall on the sword. Right? And then let's learn from that and let's not do that again. Um, and then, so 3 things, 20 years. Gosh,
I have one.
go
Maybe
ahead.
you'll feel the
Yeah.
same way.
Yeah.
We talked about not being reactive.
Hmm.
So I think also too, like I used to write back on the replies of those emails too fast.
Yeah.
I should have taken time to really sit and process, maybe go for I used to, like, go for a run.
Hmm.
I was like, "I gotta really," and I have so much adrenaline going through my
Oh,
body
yeah.
when you open up that email of, like, someone showcasing disappointment. I'm like,
Yep.
"Let's channel this into a run and let's
Yeah.
get rid of this, adrenaline that can actually, like, lead to, like, being not clear-headed." And so, like, let me go clear my mind,
Yep.
and I might even reply to this, like, tomorrow morning
Yeah.
if I can.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to approach it, and I'm gonna go through 25 different ways that I could approach it. I'm probably gonna call 5 of my closest friends to be a sounding board for me
Yeah.
on how to reply, and then I'm gonna put together something so much better than would have happened if I would have replied within the first 20 minutes.
Right. I mean, think about road rage. Think about somebody, cutting you off. If you just stopped for 5 minutes, would you even care? But so often it's all escalative. It's all escalating.
Yeah.
And then you're all triggered. And so, yeah, I think taking a moment to pause, write the email, right? And then come back and read it later and be like, whoa, I'm so triggered right now.
Yeah.
Let's pause and let's not do it right now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, take some time and breathe a little bit.
Yeah.
Um, that had me thinking about something. Yeah. So, what is it? Turning your, terrible, whatevers into your best clients.
Yeah.
I think that I have had times where the clients aren't happy with something, or they was it the spirit of the law over the letter of the law? How do you turn those negative experiences into some of the best client experiences? So, yeah, what can you give them? What can you offer them? Uh, I I have a client currently from 13 years ago who I decided to do some video work with,
Okay.
and the video work was with by another guy, and the way she was communicating with us was to she still wanted some video, and I her communication, we didn't deliver what they thought we were going to deliver, and I thought she was looking for like the short clip still. She was looking for the whole video. The computer ended up being stolen. I didn't have a backup of it. It took her
Oh.
forever to like really dial in on the fact that we had messed up.
Wait, so you did her video 13 years ago?
I had a secondary company
Okay,
that
okay.
did the video for her
Yeah.
13 13 or more years ago,
Yeah.
14 years ago, I don't know, it was a long time ago, and we weren't able to deliver the whole thing
Oh, back then.
back then,
Okay.
and I thought we had passed all of it, but last year, I got a message from her
No.
that was like, "Hey, we never got this, we want our money back."
Whoa.
I'm like, "Oh my
Are
gosh,
you
this is
serious?
so long." Yeah,
And well, 13 years ago, what did you charge her? Like
it was like
$1,200?
$5,000,
Okay,
but
okay, okay.
she wanted most of it back, and I'm like, "Man, this doesn't even account for, like, what the person did." Anyway, it's not concluded yet. Like,
Okay.
this story isn't done yet, but I had offered her, I was like, "I could give you money back, but, uh, can I do some photo shoots for you? Can we not exchange money this far? Like, can we make some new memories?" She's like, "Nope, I just want the money." I'm like, "Oh my gosh." Anyway, all that to say, like, there's somebody out there really disappointed in all of this. I did great photos for her. We went above and beyond for her albums. Sometimes things just aren't gonna work right.
Yeah.
And so,
And what do you do? Like, I feel like I've had situations like that where you're like, I just want to make it right. And then at what point do you kind of have to just like conceptualize, like, maybe this person just like is like going to be unhappy no matter what, like unpleasable? Cause I've
yeah,
actually had, I will say I've had clients like that too. You know, what's so interesting is that typically a client like that has a problem with the whole creative team.
right.
You chat after the fact and they were the thorn in the side for the planner, and the florist had problems, and the photographer had problems, videographer had problems, the DJ she was mad at, whatever. Like
Yeah.
it's usually like it's a shared experience,
Yeah.
unfortunately,
Yeah.
with the whole creative team.
Yeah. And this was 8 years into my career. This was not that far into my career.
Yeah.
Also, shame on me for like going outside of the box and the scope and all the things to like do these other things. But
Right.
also, yeah, like usually it's not you, it's them. But how do you not get triggered? How do I not get triggered in my response? Like we gave you more album. Like, defensiveness is not ever going to get you anywhere,
Mhm.
really. So that's a real life story that's still there. And I'm like, I just want to.
Dang.
She's like, surely by now you've saved enough money to just pay me my money back. I'm like, just like give you money, just like, all right, great, here,
That's
pull it
wild.
from currents. I'm like, gosh. So sometimes sometimes it's about way more than you, and they're projecting whatever else is going on to you. And I think taking time to consider that is really important. Not get defensive and not get drawn into their potential roller coaster,
Yeah.
but also not dismiss what's going on. So if you're at that, if you sense that the client might be wondering where things are, if you've not delivered things, if you're getting that sense, chances are they're having that feeling. And so what can you get on the horn and preempt that call from coming in and take really good care of them? And and yeah, also what extra stuff can you do if somebody is disappointed? Like, hey, here's a print credit. Here's another cut. Here's something. I don't know about video, but for photo, I can give them a print credit.
Yeah.
Like, here, have a print.
Right.
Have a have a can I what can I do?
Right. Yeah.
$1,000 print credit costs X amount of money for me to deliver that to them. What is um but that will give them X number of prints, like something big. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So yeah, what can you offer them that doesn't necessarily cost you a lot, but it's going to deliver a lot of value?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Makes sense?
Yes. Yes. Yeah. I feel like early on in the years, I had our clients, I knock on wood here, but like my clients are really actually so great now. And I think it is a culmination of one being having a lot of clarity in the branding on who we serve, what our brand values are, so we get similarly aligned clients as far as like what they want for their celebration. But then also I made a lot of mistakes along the way. Like
Yeah.
16 years in here, like I can look at like, oh, this mistake was made because of this, and then this is how I can always solve that. So like one, like this is like a tip for listeners. One thing is like I always send, if I have the client's email and like that's been a part of like our communication, I will send a thank you email to the clients like a week after the wedding, maybe 5 days after the wedding. Thank you so much. It was such an honor. It's so evident how loved you are by all of your friends and family. Um Usually I'll maybe send this over when I'm sending over the teaser, because maybe the
Mhm.
teaser's done in those like 4 to 5 day window. And then I reiterate what are that next steps. So I
Mm.
reiterate, I look forward to sharing the completed films with you in the next, 10 to 12 weeks.
Yeah.
So that it's not a, hey, we're just checking in, where is everything? Like you're answering the questions before they come and being like proactive about it.
Yeah. So that even goes to the very beginning when you're on a call with the clients. How many questions can you answer before they ask them? Right? As you continue to do this, you there's a lot of repetitive things. And so what can you take off of your plate to not have to follow up with another like what's coming next
Yeah.
from them.
Yeah.
Answer like to answer them when they ask what's coming next, to preempt them. And then how well can you know your clients and what the needs are going to be? Anticipation.
Yeah.
So if you think about like big businesses, they want the sale and they want to guide you through the process. Hey, it's time to, thanks for putting a reservation down on this car. However many days later, come build your car. In 3 weeks, we're going to send you another email, like leading them through the thing rather than just responding. Oh, it takes everything out of urgency and puts it
Yeah.
into like a timeline that is manageable for both you and for them.
Yeah.
I think it's a great idea. You write that in an email or you write that in a handwritten note?
Email, because I'm usually linking in the teaser.
Yeah.
So I've just like found that. And then I like to send a thank you to the planner too. So if I don't have the client's number and I know that the planner is going to be sending along on their behalf, I'll reiterate that as well. It's the same thing that I do also for planners. They're managing a lot of different contracts. They may not remember that 8 months ago, how some do, some don't. Like they don't know. But I don't know how many times you've gotten this of like, well, I think, do you just do like full day coverage, right?
So, I mean, we often do a number, like in our packages on the price guide, it's 10 hours or full day coverage. And when I'm talking to planners, generally what we're doing is finding an all in price for the weekend.
Yeah.
And I say to them, I'm there for the duration, like whatever you need.
Yeah.
I don't really want to get into, all right, we got to bill for an extra hour. Some of them are like, no, we want you to be able to bill for an extra hour if they add it. And I'm like, if they add it to another event or if they want to add another event, but like I learned this very early on because I witnessed somebody else charge for an extra 15 minutes for
Oh,
the cake cutting with a big name. And the big name was like, don't ever do this. And I was like, okay, great. So I'm there. I'm like, what is 8,700 hours in a year, 10 hours at a wedding? What is the difference between 10 and 11 hours? Not a lot.
yeah. My buddies Larev, they always say it's like stepping over dollars to collect pennies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that planner never hired that photographer again.
Yeah.
So
Actually, I'll just give you a little win. So I heard your name a couple weeks ago inside of a league meeting. That league is our networking community for those that don't know. And we do 2 meetings each month. And so we had Fulton Events, Kelley with Fulton Events, and she said
yeah,
that you just won a you like won a wedding, I guess, not that, but like you got the job because of that same language that you're there.
I'm there.
They said that was the differentiator for them.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
I just want to take all the pain out of it. Like yeah. Now at the end of the day, I'm ready to go. Like I'm tired
Right.
at 11:30 or 12. But how do you sustain yourself? Like what do you need to be not tired? Like what am I going to need at the end of the night? Another person, another
Yeah.
body? Like we're still going to be there.
A Coke.
A Coke?
Sometimes all it takes. Well, this is awesome. Okay, so closing thoughts. I want those listening to know that it is very normal to have some level of disappointment, some miscommunication, all those things. Like we are all always going to have, we're never going to come out unscathed, like season after season, especially in those early years. There's a ton of growth to be made. So don't feel discouraged.
Yeah.
All of us had to kind of get our wrists slapped along the way, but you learn from it and you'll come out better from it. But just be sure that you are just approaching it in the most like human like way, like treating humans like humans, being genuinely a good person.
Yeah.
And yeah, anything else in
Well, and I
final
think
thoughts?
like turning rejection into a positive emotion, turning a no, turning a disappointment into something positive,
Yeah.
into a learning and growing experience.
Right. Yeah.
And how can you fall on the sword when you need to fall on the sword? How can you take ownership and responsibility for something that you did wrong or didn't do right or didn't anticipate correctly or anything?
Yeah.
Not putting not everybody is projecting on you. Like sometimes it happens, but how do you uh how do you take responsibility for
Yeah.
your actions and then grow and learn from there?
Yeah. That's great.
So
Well,
yeah,
thanks so much for your time, Eric. It's
absolutely.
been
Thanks for
so
having me.
great. Can't believe it's taken us this long to like have you on the podcast. At
Got it.
least Got it. We got it.
At the final hour when they're unscrewing all the things, even. I'm here.
We love it. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining us in today's conversation. Please help us reach more filmmakers and photographers like you by taking a screenshot and sharing it to social media. And don't forget to tag us at The Level Up Co.
And join us again next week, same time, same place, as we continue to level up the industry together.